It is something we seriously desire. It is something that was also part of our manifesto, and it is our hope that we will be able to implement it. But the reason we were not able to implement it in these first years is we had an infrastructure crisis. Because for 10 years we had only 23 classrooms. Children were sitting in dilapidated infrastructure such as what have you seen in the pictures there. Children were sitting under trees. Children were learning in primary school classrooms. And so we looked at it and we said, let us prioritize infrastructure for our children and then come to feeding them. But it is a high priority for me, not just as a governor, but as a mother as well, to have a feeding program. Thank you, Chair.
Maybe you could do an indicative cost of that project, and that will satisfy Senator Kenywa, so that we don't come back to it after this.
Which project?
The school feeding, if you have an indicative figure.
Do we?
If you don't,
yeah,
then
we will assess it and
you
we
can
will,
give it
yeah,
to us.
we will give it.
We still have 10. We still have, please, Honorable Senators, we still have question 9, 10, and 11, please. But the responses are very, very clear. I'm sure you will not have much. We can do the questioning when we get to Homabay.
Okay.
Interrogating when we get the document when we get to Homabay. Yeah, continue, Your Excellency.
In terms of support provided to I and VTC training by non-state actors, the county government of Homabay recognizes the importance of non-state actors' contribution in ECD and vocational training. The support provided by non-state actors is summarized in the table we have there, and we have Rusinga Development Network, KCB Foundation, KPA, Van Dorn Foundation, ActionAid, Site Savers, and Vestergaard, as well as the Stanbic Bank of Kenya Limited. And we have provided all the photos in appendices 9A, 9B, showing all the support that we have been given by these partners. Question 10.
Question 10.
The county government of Homabay has adopted the scheme of service approved by the Senate and disseminated by the Council of Governors to the counties. Also, the county adopted the National Pre-Primary Education Policy of 2017 as the I policy framework of reference in the implementation of early years education programs. In addition, the county government of Homabay has also developed its specific I policy, which is at the assembly level. Additionally, in relation to the curriculum implementation, the county is currently implementing the rationalized curriculum design of 2024 for PP1 and PP2. Further, the agreement between the primary schools and county government of Homabay is based on the Early Childhood Education Act 2021 that provides direct support for establishment of eye centers within primary schools as part of the public education infrastructure. The schools have also provided to us mostly their land ownership documents. We have attached all the policy documents as appendices 10A, B, C, D, E, and F, Honorable Chair. I think I want to commend the committee because your intervention on this matter, particularly on policies, woke us up to many things that we were sleeping on, to be honest. So when the committee raised questions on specific policies, we have now woken up to do a number of policies around early years education as well as VTCs. Otherwise, we were relying mostly on national policies to run our functions. So thank you, the committee. Thank you, Chair. I think it has been one area where we have truly appreciated the prodding of the Senate to help us move forward. In terms of our allocations, under 11, during the period under review by the Standing Committee, the county has allocated a total of 360,431,778, out of which development budget is 889,179,445, and recurrent is 4,471,252,333, and we have tabulated the figures below, and we have also provided in the annexures the approved budgets for extracts of the approved budgets 2022, 2023 to 2025, 2026, as well as the vote books for 2022, 2023 to 2025, 2026, and annexures 11, Appendix 11B. On bursaries and scholarships, as at the date of this submission,
on bursaries and scholarships, we are going to first leave it at that, because that will even bring another debate, which we are ready of. But because I can see senators actually asking to ask quick questions before they leave. But let me just say this, please, before you leave. I think from what we are seeing, Your Excellency, you've done an excellent job on education. Actually, according to the KNBS population projection for Homabay, you have passed that. You have surpassed that with a big margin, because the learners expected to be in school of age 4 to 5 is 68,577, and you are doing 90,970. I think that's an excellent job you've done there. Of course, we are not expecting less as a mother, and also the leadership of women in this country. Senator Kenywa should hear that. And now I can allow Senator Muma to go first.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. Chair, this is one of the presentations that I've really enjoyed. And I must declare maybe personal interest. Homabay is the only county in Western Kenya, where I come from, that is headed by a woman. So even as they are presenting, I was anticipating problems, because I am sharing in any problems. If they do well, I share in that success. If they do bad, I also share in that success. So I was a bit nervous waiting to see what they're doing. My take is that the governor understands what this function entails and what needs to be delivered. And I have picked a few positive things. That one, even though we are usually emphasizing on how many centers have been built, I can see the governor comes in and finds only 23 classrooms and decides, instead of centers, let me get as many classrooms across the county and then move on. I believe then, Governor, you still are not lost to the idea of a center, because a center is the classrooms, is a wash center, is the playgrounds and the equipment that go with it. But I like the idea that, and Chair, she has been very transparent in showing us the pictures of where the children have been learning, and then showing what she's doing about that. So I can see clearly there is a vision here to move these children from this kind of infrastructure to this other kind of infrastructure, which I think we need to commend her on this. The other issue that I want us to commend her on, Chair, I keep speaking to, every time people come, I always ask, what is the intergovernmental cooperation you're having? Because education function has been shared between national government and county government. With county governments being given, I believe, the bulk of the job, but the least of the money. Bulk because early childhood is the most important, how you shape a child. And Governor, while you must take an interest in transition, you will soon find that only 30% of those who do secondary education go to tertiary institutions of national government. What does that mean? That the 60% that who pilfer down from Homabay are the people you are supposed to find some level of skill in order to make them useful. Otherwise, they become the thugs in your in Homabay and elsewhere, and it is the same for every county. So one of the things we've been doing as a committee is to insist that you must take an interest in the transition. In fact, that data will help you in the summit to tell the president that even though you're spending so much on TTIs and universities, the bulk of the learners who are actually transitioning to the workspace are with us, and we don't have the money. And the VTCs don't have that equipment. So I would ask that the same intergovernmental relations you've had with principals, and I like that principals are involved in the infrastructure building, and my question on that will be, do you have MOUs with them on that? But I can see you have a community approach on building those classrooms. Can you move on, trigger the Council of Governors to actually do the math, to be able to say, guys, at the county level, this is the burden we have in terms of the numbers of those who have left Form 4, or will it be Form 4? Are we moving to Form 6? I don't understand this new education system. And this is the number that are actually going to universities and to national polytechnics. Therefore, the question you say that is important, we need a national policy change that should deliver more money down to counties in order for VTCs to truthfully transition people. Now, one of the things that I like is also her focus on equity. This is the first county where I'm seeing that you actually went out of your way to build public ECDEs in informal settlements. One of my fights, like Nairobi, the 75% of population in Nairobi is in informal settlements, but schools, we hardly have public schools and ECDs in informal settlements. And that is an issue of Chapter 4. It's discrimination, because those children in informal settlements are equal Kenyans and need to be taken care of. So I'm glad you have 11. I believe you probably want to do the census so that you can see how many more facilities do you need to put to those schools. Honorable Chair, I also like that you've transitioned your learners, your teachers, to P&P, and you're not paying them peanuts. We have a county here from your region that we met recently where, Honorable Governor, they are paying teachers 5,000 shillings. When you pay a teacher 5,000 shillings, they're in charge of you. That's not even minimum wage. What are we hoping that that teacher will do? Do they have a family? What are they supposed to do? Those are some of the things that we need to be looking into as we do what we are doing. Honorable Chair, Homabay comes with fancy phraseology. For the first time, I'm seeing I, Ngatia. We normally say ECDE. Now I'm seeing I, Kenya. Do you have anything like that in Laikipia? But so I was wondering when you were speaking I, what is this I? Early years education. So it's a variation of ECDE. And then I like the fins to swim bit. We've always heard of the wings to fly. And then I would want to understand this Ondoa Kaunda. You have some nice fancy, I guess, catchphrases that help you to focus around what you're Honorable Chair, she also talked about integrating other vulnerable groups, which is very, very important. And I would just want to bring it to her attention, and I'm glad she's already doing something. Governor has a good mentorship program. In fact, all women senators were invited to it, but some of us did not get to attend. Governor, I hope you also realize, even though you're not in charge of primary school, all those teen pregnancies fall back to you. When those young children fall out of school and they need to go back, the truth is that the national government policy on return to school is not working. I don't know whether you are, maybe it is working in Homabay. You can give us the numbers. Again, we need a gender-specific strategy around how we get this 12-year-old who has been forced to have a child to find out how she gets back to school and how this child she has given birth to does not fall through the cracks. And talking of falling through the cracks, even though you have 98, I would want to know whether you have found out where the 3% are. We cannot have even one child not access education, early childhood education. As you put it yourself, it is actually the bridge between vulnerability and opportunity. So, but I've looked at your pictures. Senator Kinyua, when you speak, please show Governor the desks for your children are not desks, good ones. If you look at the COG policy, the children are supposed to sit in comfortable, in early childhood. You are not supposed to be struggling and forcing each other on a desk. So I think there is a standard there. I believe when you start round two, you'll be able to do better.
Madam Chair, because she's on it, she can proceed and do it here so that we don't.
You can actually be my. Now, the hexagonal table. Now, the first team of Council of Governors, when they were thinking on how to implement the ECD function, one of the things they thought about, by the way, remember, when I went to school, you are much younger than me. When I went to school, I held the ear. There was nothing like ECD. And ECD was largely a private sector issue. Now, when this, for the first time, it then comes in 2010, in the Constitution, formally being managed. So the Council of Governors, first Council of Governors, then sit on how will we implement this. One of the things they came up with is those standards, how many people in a classroom, and how the desks should look. Now this, you realize when children are young, they are very, very competitive. So sometimes when you put them on one table that is long, and there might be even issues about the ratio of the space per child. So the hexagonal tables, sometimes you can even put 6 colors so that everybody feels they are able to sit. The teacher is able to go equally round without any child feeling they are more in front than the other. So I've seen the tables you have, in fact, they are a little high and thin, so that you want to make, this is a stage where you want to make learning fun in order to get the concentration. So that is the recommended kind of table. I request you trickle down a little budget by the time we come. Just do one classroom of this and see the difference in that. I think I'll leave the rest of the issues. I'm happy, Chair, on the policies. That is usually my focus, because I always say there's no way you can implement anything without a policy. It is the policy that tells you these are the key objectives, and it is from the policy that you then do strategy and annual plans. So I'm glad you have at least that happening, and it is in the works, and it's happening. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Senator Muma. I'm happy that whatever you were asking, you asked, and I think most of them is what the governor can provide later, not immediately. So,
Chair, just to recognize, she's the chair of my party, ODM. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. And you did very well, but the documents also spoke for themselves. So, Senator Kenywa, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I knew every time Muma was speaking, she said she's happy, she's grand, she's excited. But at the end of the day, she confessed why. But all said, the presentation is okay. You can quickly follow, and I can see the reason why, because any person coming from the Senate, they do a good job. And I'm saying that because I can see Rosalind behind there, and I don't have doubt in my mind. But Governor, I want to go quickly. I didn't hear you telling us about feeding program in terms of what do you feed these kids and the frequency.
Senator Kenywa, I think the governor was open and said that they've not started the feeding program, but it is in the process, and that is why I asked the question whether they have an indicative figures of what they expect to use. So we can skip that for today, please.
Okay. Let me then go to. Let me go to the ratios. The global ratio of teacher to learner is good because it's about 1 to 39 or 38, as you clearly indicated. But I'm looking at some schools, like for example, I'm looking at Kikumbi School. The ratio is, I'm reading.
Which page?
I am Annex 6B. Annex 6B. It's not page 11.
Annex 16.
No, 6B. 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 It's not paginated. But you can turn, I think. It is number one, what? It is 133. Yes, 133. I'm seeing the ratio is 1 to 91. Then I'm looking at another school called Miria, which is 1 to 60. But now the one that broke the camel's back is Kibare or something. It is 1 to 104. So my question is, what are you doing to bridge this gap of this big ratio? Are you planning to employ, or you are proposing to parents to start employing teachers? That's my question. The second question is, you have clearly indicated, and I'm happy that you are aware of the policy and the standards, the sizes of the classrooms that are supposed to be done. But you have done illegal sizes, because you have said this one is illegal, so the other one, you are, by saying that the one you have done is, what is what was the purpose of changing the sizes? Is there anything that maybe, is there a logic in you changing the sizes? Because I think the person who has recommended these sizes, they had done research on it, and you have changed the sizes. I'm looking at the remuneration. Have you acquired any teachers from the defunct municipalities so that we can tell maybe because I've had many counties coming here, and they tell us other teachers are paid like over 100,000 or thereabout, and then they tell us the reason is because they were gotten from the defunct municipality, and they continue doing salaries, and the only way they would stop is when those people retire. Your pictorials are the best. Everything is the best. The only person who I can compare did this good job, it must be from the same area, that is Orengo. You know, it's always good to give the devils their due. Your pictorials are the best. In fact, I can read, I can see, you can compare what was there, what is there now. That is very good. And I can trace this to Rosalind. Not that, Governor, I am not picking what you have done. You have done very well. So those are my issues. And this Ondoa Kaunda, if we are in Zambia, it would mean different, something different. But what is this? What is this Ondoa Kaunda? So that at least I can, we would appreciate what's happening. But Governor, all said and done, you have done a good job. A good job. Although before Senator Seki came, I was feeling a man and a siege because the way everybody is talking here. But now, because Seki has come, I am more relieved and I'll be contented. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Kenya, but unfortunately,
Madam Chair, Madam Chair, let us go to 10E. It is attachment. 10E, it is about the public participation. Homabay County public participation on eye policy and disability. You have
talking about the notice?
Yeah, I'm looking at the notice. Madam Chair, what got more of my attention is ODM rather than the public participation.
Senator Kenya, let's not go there. No. It is just on the same page. And in fact, let me also say this, Senator.
Madam Chair, it is in black and white. The way I was commenting, Madam Chair, they was commenting on the album, the pictorial. Allow me to comment even on this.
Don't you see those colors are beautiful? Senator Kenya, I thought, let me talk about the comparison. I thought you were going to compare this document with the document from Makueni. You've disappointed me because I think so far the best document we've been telling other counties to look at. Even some, Your Excellency, sometimes we are forced to give counties documents so that they can see how to present or whatever they have presented. And I think this one we are going to be left with quite a number, and one should go to my home county so that they can see exactly what has been done and how work is being done. So, Senator, I'm a bit disappointed. I thought you compared to
Madam Chair,
but I have the reason why you had to mention that. All the same,
Madam Chair,
all the same, Senator.
I didn't want to mention Makueni because you'd say I'm trying to blow trumpet of men.
No.
Said it to stop.
No. Even Siaya Governor is a man, but I know why you had to do that. Your Excellency, you could answer now. And if you can move a little bit faster, because as you had indicated, you had another meeting at 11. We are getting to 11 o'clock. Senator Seki, please, if you could have your quick observations before we close, because I intend to close after this. You go, and then he can look at the documents as we continue.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Senator Muma, in her absence. I think her comments are well noted on all the issues that she raised. Senator Kenya, thank you very much. I know Laikipia now is a bit of a hot place, but can see you survive. In terms of the feeding program, I think the chair indicated we have had to prioritize infrastructure because we didn't have any investment. We didn't have much investment in the first 10 years. So we shelved the feeding, even though it's a priority for us. We're going to work out the costing for our feeding program and the model that works for feeding for us, because we have to feed people in the islands and everywhere. So we will work out a model that works, and we'll be able to share probably at our next appearance. In terms of some of the schools having very high ratios, it is true. I have seen Kikubi, some of those in the Suba areas and so on, and we worked a lot on trying to confirm the teachers that we have, because they were all on contract by the time we came in. But we confirmed them gradually. We started with the ones who were hired in 2013. We confirmed them, and then we went through the years. And confirmation has a big cost in terms of the payroll. So we have not hired, but now that we finished with the confirmations, we plan to begin hiring now in the next financial year. So that is to answer your question on the plan to employ. In terms of the size of the classrooms, we adjusted upwards a little because the classrooms have many students. So we were looking at the money that we have and seeing whether we could do classes that were slightly wider and longer than the standard, just so that we can accommodate more. So we adjusted from 6 to 8 and from 8 to 10, just so that we could accommodate a little more. And I think it is the value for money that we were looking at.
And in that, Senator Kenya, you should have also looked at the cost so that you can commend the governor. Because the cost of doing those classes compared to what we've been getting, people spending even up to 2.5 to do a class.
A classroom. We're doing at 1 million. And by the way, some of these community committees, they do the classroom and they retain the money. They are left with some money and they buy furniture. So the level of prudence sometimes is just amazing. They even left with some money and they buy furniture. And all of it is local. The most important is also the economic stimulus. Because if you are in a village in Suba, for example, those people, a contractor would have come from Homabay with materials, with everything, with labor. But now they have the money. Instead of coming to Homabay, they go to Magunga. They buy the cement there, the local economy stimulated. They get a local fundi. They do the work locally. The money is left locally. So if we disperse 300 million, all of that money is circulating in the villages, the economies of the villages. Ondoa Kaunda is just that. When we came in, one of the biggest things we were dealing with is half-built classrooms. The contractor goes, they discover this 1 million, they can't finish and get a profit. So they just do the slab, you pay them whatever you can, they run away. Ondoa Kaunda was now this labor-based model where we give the money to the schools. The head teacher of the primary school is in the committee. They bring a community member who's the PMC chairman. They bring the ward supervisor for the I. They form a committee. We send them. They open an account. We send the money there. They do the work. They finish. We go and open a complete classroom. So that is what we called Ondoa Kaunda. So at first we were told, when the president used to wear the Kaunda suit, we were told, are we trying to remove the Kaunda suit of the president? But you've also brought the Zambian factor. It is not that. We are just ondoing the Kaunda suit, which is the Mabati. The all Mabati structure is called a Kaunda suit. So we are endorsing them. Thank you very much, Senator.
Madam Chair, we should visit Homabay because I'm seeing every other good thing is coming from there. Even on the counter suit for the president is okay, no problem. So
let's not go there. Let's not go there, Senator Kenywa. I think there is the more reason why we should visit Homabay is not for that, but it's so that at least when we table our document on the floor of the House, maybe and the senators contribute or see what is happening in Homabay, maybe then they can be able to talk to their governors, and this agenda of ours will be pushed further, and it will make things better in this country. Senator Seki, please, a quick one, please, because it's 11 o'clock.
Maybe, Chair, just one point that was raised by Senator Kinywa, which is that I think the Senate has some of the best brains, and I think Roslyn is one of them. So when Senator Seki becomes governor, he can take some people from the Senate. It will help him.
That's great. That's great. No question about it. Yes, Senator Seki.
Thank you, Governor. I think I have no question, but just a comment. One is a good document. I think I will go with one, so that 1 year is not very far.
Talks the incoming governor.
Now that you have also commended, I will, take one of your officers who have done this document to help me in my county. But all the same, I think, Chair, we need to visit Homabay, yes? We need to visit Homabay because much is being presented here, and we need to know exactly what about the ground. Is what presented here is what is there in the ground, I think we need to plan ourselves in the 1 or 2, 3 counties that we are yet to visit. We need to visit this county because I'm impressed. So, and I'm sure, Governor, you need to. Then I can now see the kind of the prayers that you become the deputy president of this republic.
Amen.
So I think that can work. So I think I will also support you on that, but not really. I'm not on that 100%. But on this one, I think I'm supporting you 100%. I think this is what is required. You took your time to be here. Even the kind of the stuff you brought here, it tells a lot. So thank you very much, and Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Kavindu.
Madam Chair, it's not supposed to be lost to us that Senator Kajwang comes from there.
Yes, and he was invited, but I think he's chairing a meeting. Yes, Senator Kavindu.
Thank you, Chair. Madam Governor, you are one of the governor ladies who are doing very well. And when we come down on the ground, we will witness what we are reading here. But just one clarification about on 6A, untrained teachers. Do they have the TSC number, or are they caregivers? Are they teachers or caregivers?
Your Excellency. You said annex. Or a list of teachers employed by BUM. Yeah, yes, Your Excellency.
Caregivers, or they have TSA numbers, TSA numbers. TSC numbers.
So
there are about 5 of them.
There are about 5 of them. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Senator Kavindu. These are mostly caregivers. The community just brings them. They don't have TSC numbers, but we indicated them here, particularly those who are qualified, so that when we do recruitment, we prioritize those who have volunteered with the communities ahead of people who now come later on. So these are employed by BOM. They are mostly caregivers. They are untrained ones, not having TSC numbers.
So, Madam Governor, as you give them the first priority, will they be trained? Are you doing something about training them?
These ones have to go to school for them to be hired, because when we are hiring, we must hire those with the credentials and qualifications. So they will have to take their time and go to school, the ones indicated here, on their own initiative, just like the others.
Okay, thank you, Your Excellency. Honorable Senators, please allow me to request that we have a very important issue on vocational training centers, and if we rush the governor, we'll not be able to get the position on them at the Homabay County. So if you could allow me, I would request that since we are planning to go to Homabay, that will be agenda number 1 when we get to Homabay to meet the governor. And with that, I would ask the governor to give her last remarks.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Senators, I'd like to thank you very much for having Homabay County today. We have put our best foot forward on the education sector. It's one of our best performing sectors. As I said, we found 23 classrooms. By the end of this financial year, we'll have done over 600 classrooms in just less than 4 years, and that shows the effort we have put in the area of education. We found contract teachers who are now permanent and pensionable. We have a lot more work to do, particularly prodded by this committee. I thank you and I thank the committee for putting your eyes on this sector. Sometimes we are overwhelmed in the county, and with this prodding, you do a lot more. So please keep it up. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Honorable Senators.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Honorable Senators, please allow me also to thank the Governor, one, for appearing. Number two, I wish all the committee members who are here today, because it would have been comforting from what we've been seeing from other counties, at least seeing what work has been done in Homabay would have been a good step for us, because when you sit and interrogate other counties, actually it has sharpened us. Today we've been informed. Always inform other counties, but today I want to say that you have really informed us, and we are better, and I think we are also going to change the way we are going to be interrogating other counties after seeing what Homabay County has done. Your Excellency, I'm impressed about the budgets you've put for education. That is a fight we've always had with other counties, that normally they would talk of what they are planning to do, what they've done, but when you look at their budgets, the budgets are very low. Some actually, they keep on going down. But I'm so impressed about the budget you've put on this sector, because I think you've taken it right, that education is the way forward, and we can only start when we take care of our young ones, because as we are all aware, formation starts at age 4 to 7. And from there, I'm sure in a few years to come, after your leadership, Homabay is going to have a great county with big minds. Thank you very much for coming, and we are going to set a date of when we are going to come to Homabay, and as I said, the first agenda will be VTCs, so that is what we'll do when we come down. And we need to come down because, Honorable Senators, I think this is one of a document which you should table on the floor of the House first, as we table the others, so that as we continue, other senators also can benefit from seeing what has happened in Homabay. Thank you very much. The meeting stands adjourned until the next Tuesday. Oh, Honorable Senators, we have another meeting at 11:30. Thank you very much. Kenya, msindikize tu. Just kumsindikiza. Senators, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we have a meeting with the Governor of Wajir.